Criminal investigations, civil charges and indictments aren't usually linked to US presidents, but in 2023 apparently anything is up for grabs. Donald Trump, twice impeached, is already on the campaign trail for next year's election, even though he does face potential jail time for espionage.
In a new book, Trump's Australia, author Bruce Wolpe poses the question, what would happen to our country if Trump is re-elected? Well, he joins us now in studio. Good morning to you, Bruce.
Great to be here. It's publication day. Great to be here.
Congratulations.
So publication day.
You've spoken to a number of Australians about what this might mean for us, a second Trump term. What is the general feeling about what the flow and effects would be for Australia?
That he's going to be just like he was, but even deeper. So the question is, what does Trump return to the presidency mean for AUKUS? What does it mean for the Quad? What does it mean for China, Taiwan? What does it mean for Australia's foreign policy? And so what should Australia prepare for? What should the policymakers prepare for if he returns to the presidency, wields his power, disrupts the world order, and so that Australia can maintain its national interests as well?
Okay, because it was a shock when he was elected before, and it was certainly a surprise for a lot of the world. No one thought he was going to be elected, and then he won.
Exactly.
However, he has a very distinct personality type where he is very vindictive. So there is a lot of ruminations over there in America saying that if he does get back in, watch out, because he will absolutely come for people that were turned against him.
Vengeance is the word, and that's what he wants. He believes he still is the president. He believes it was stolen from him, and he intends to exact retribution for all the bad things that happened to him. So who's on his good side, who's on his bad side? And, President Xi, he wants to have a nice relationship with him. Putin, he's certainly sympathetic to. He hates NATO. He hates international alliances. He hates international economic agreements, climate, energy, and climate. He doesn't like the Iran nuclear deal. So he will be a disruptor. Australia is wedded into all those relationships set up after World War II for our security. What's he going to do? What should we do?
How did his first term affect Australian politics? What can we learn from that period?
Australia really had great management during his first term because he really put a lot of people offside. Think of Merkel in Germany, Theresa May in the United Kingdom. But Scott Morrison, Malcolm Turnbull, the two ambassadors, Arthur Sinodinos, Joe Hockey, they did a really great job in managing the relationship. So there was not that much collateral damage inflicted, and that's a real tribute to Australia. The question is, can they do it in the second term? How will Albanese get along with Donald Trump? Not in the same mold as Scott Morrison. So there are going to be questions posed about what Trump's going to do around the world and what Australia should do in response.
Yeah, there's the political side to this, but I also want to feel about the social side of this, because I feel like there's been a real shift in how people react to things since Trump got elected. Obviously, we know now that Twitter's a cesspool and all sorts of stuff, but he was the sort of instigator of that. Now we're seeing Nazis in Melbourne protesting continually. That sort of stems out of, what happened in America with the protests there. So I feel like what's going to happen to us as a society if he gets in again?
That's exactly right. We wake up every morning to news from the United States. That's the cycle. What happened? And during his presidency, we wake up and say, well, what did he say last night?
Yeah,
what did he put on Twitter? And he pushes buttons, cultural war buttons, on race, on immigration. And so they're sort of destabilizing. So the question is, how strong is Australia's democracy to withstand the Trump assault on values? And the answer is Australia's democracy is really strong. Good. But we're in good shape. We're not going to go down the road of the United States. We have a Westminster system. A blow-in can't come in and just become prime minister. We also have the compulsory voting. That means that ultimately the country's center-left, center-right, it doesn't go extreme. In the United States, voluntary voting, if you're really amped up on abortion, you're really amped up on guns, those people show up. Here it washes out in a very normal way. So we got to look at we have guardrails in place. Let's make sure they work. Let's make sure we're aware of these potential issues.
Interesting. Okay, so yes or no, can he win a second term?
He can. I think a lot depends.
That sounds incredible to us. Look at all the trouble he's been in the last 2 weeks. We've been reporting it.
It's astonishing. But even with all of that, the biggest issue will be the economy. Right. And because that, just like it is here in an election. If the economy is good, that's going to help Joe Biden. If it's bad, if people are insecure, if they have anxiety, if they're worried about people displacing their role in society, their work and so forth, that's Trump territory, and he knows how to push buttons in order to win elections.
He sits back in the White House on the TV and watches it all burn. That's
exactly.
like the Nero.
And so he could be there.
All right.
Great to get your insights, Bruce.
Sorry to scare you,
Congratulations on
but thanks so much.
No, you've given us
No, we've still got a year to
green
freak out.
shoots to grasp onto.
The cover alone will really do it. You know?
The cover's fun. Congratulations on your
Thank you,
birthday.
Thank you.
Trump's Australia is in all good bookstores from today.